the telecom industry was doing extremely well till the government stepped in and started putting auctions in 2G, 3G, etc. Between 97 to 2004, I think it brilliantly ran without any problems. The numbers increased also. After that also increased, fair enough. But now they are not even making money. See, finally anybody wants to make money. It's not that they're going to do charity. So even the government doesn't do any charity. The only reason why they do charity is that they can win back the votes. So saying that government is there for charity is a very, very invalid argument, and people use it for their ends. So clearly I think telecom is one thing. Any sector which is riddled with regulation, too much of regulation, I think it's going to kill the very...
Let me take a simple example of regulation. Why do we have every primary board in this country? Let's take a couple of simple examples. Why do we have the major boards like the CBSE and the ICSE mandating that schools should be run only as not-for-profit organizations? There is absolutely no rhyme or reason to this particular rule. A second point that I would like to identify is, why do important boards like the CBSE and the ICSE in this country mandate that only students who have studied in schools affiliated to the CBSE or the ICSE may write the CBSE or the ICSE examinations to prove that they are qualified for further education? Now, what does this do? This second point, if you notice, a poor student from a rural area is in no position to study on his or her own through whatever means he may gather. And let us assume for a moment that the market values looks at, say, a particular examination as being a better evaluation of a person's capability than a certain other examination, which incidentally is true in Tamil Nadu. That if a student from a certain background who does not have access to schools of that kind, because those schools don't see it as worth their while to run their establishments in the places where those students live. Now that student has no means to write these examinations, to prepare according to these standards, enhance his capability, prove to the market that he or she is worthy, and therefore advance in life. So something as simple as examination reforms, where you do not, imagine, simple, let the CBSE, let all the boards in the country just declare that anybody is free to write their examinations irrespective of whether or not they studied in a school affiliated to their board. That one reform by itself can trigger a revolution in education. Because what would happen then is that there would be no need for anyone to study in a formal school. And then it becomes possible for anyone to offer education to anyone in any manner, and it becomes possible for anyone to receive education from anyone in any manner, and they are then free to, it's like you are today free to buy the best mobile phone that is best suited to your requirements. Tomorrow you will be able to get the best education that best meets your requirement. You would even go around shopping, okay, this person offers this aspect of education well, so for some time I will go here, then once I'm through with that module I go to that, and then I learn all these things over a period of time, and then 3 years from now I would go ahead and write the examinations and qualify and show that I'm competent, and then go ahead and study further. Now that simple reform of opening up the examinations of all these boards to anyone, irrespective of whether they studied in an affiliated school or not, just that simple reform has the potential to radically change the education system.